back, and I'd like to see him softer. I'd also like to see him have a little better cover as well. But one that's really functional, has some added growth and performance there. Just like to see him have a little more softness, a little more cover, and have a little more attractive image from the side. But a really nice job to those young exhibitors raising their own cattle. So congratulations to them.
First place was the Madeline Shaw, followed by Blake Shaw, Wyatt Smith, and Lindsay Smith. Next up, we have our second class of home race market steers. We have Brody Shaw and Duke Scott.
Gotcha. What is he saying? It's kind of interesting little deal here. Hey, good job, man. On the cap weight? What did you weigh? 1470? All right, guys, take them forward and bring them around for me, if you would. Bud, can you just pull him forward a little more so we can... Hey guys, we're just going to bring him straight in there every second. You're going first, okay? Tell you what, it's always cool when you can raise one that's as nice as this calf to win the class. I really, really like him. I think, to me, this calf is... just kind of brings together some of the things I really do look for in really nice steers. You know, he's really good in his top line. He's really good out of the backside of his shoulder and continues that all the way back to his hip. He's really secure and stable in his rear leg, and he offers just some added, you know, show steer presence, let's say, too, when you get off from the side. He's good muscled. He's soft-bodied. He's big-footed. He's square-hipped. He's got some cool pieces in that way. I mean, I think that calf, if I could just soften him up a little bit and make him a little more attractive, kind of up in his head and the top side of his neck, I'd really like that calf, and I think he's awfully, awfully good. Still think he's a really nice calf to win this class. So congratulations, young man, on raising a pretty good one. Now, the calf that comes second, he's a good doing steer. He's soft-bodied. He's sound. He's got some muscle. Really, I mean, honestly, I'd love to have a feedlot full of calves that look just like that. They'd make a guy a lot of money, I think. He just ran into a really nice calf ahead of him that has just the added show steer presence, but really nice job to those two young exhibitors.
First place in the class was Brody Shaw, followed by Duke Scott. Now we will pick your overall champion home race market steer. Coming into the ring, we have Madeline Shaw and Brody Shaw.
It just kind of depends on how many. Yeah, it just depends on how many. If there's a bunch of them, we got to use it all. What if there's two? All right, guys, you can take them around. Just be patient, young lady. You're going to keep following him, okay? Just be patient. Let him move. Well, guys, put your hands together for a really good set of home-raised steers. These two are really nice calves. I'm really impressed with the quality. Growing up, we always tried to show some that we raised, and it's always just cool to me to see people try to raise them themselves and show them stuff that they raised, and there's just a lot of pride in that, and there's a lot of, they probably picked these calves out way before a lot of their contemporaries, just because they raised them, they knew what they liked, they knew what they wanted to show. So congratulations to you guys for doing that. I think both of them represent a lot of quality, and I think both of them are just good cattle. I think there's one that I like an awful lot, and I still like the other one quite a bit too. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to use both of these for your Grand Reserve, but I'll let you know which one I like best and which one I like second. So congratulations.
Our grand champion home race market steer goes to Brody Shaw and reserve to Madeline Shaw.
So now we do the champion market animal.
Overall champion, and then we'll bring back the reserve against.
Okay. Yep. Yes.
Reserve.
The reserve in that division against.
Yeah.
For reserve.
We'll just have two kids in here now.
Yep. I'm following you.
Yeah.
Now we will have our overall champion market beef. Entering the ring, we have Lila Brooks, Brody Shaw,
I'll tell you what, I'm really happy with the quality of these two steers out here. These two youngsters are doing a really nice job. They got them presented good. They got them at the right weight. They did all the right things. And now it just comes to, unfortunately, it's not you guys' opinion, but it's mine. And I'm sorry that only one of you gets to win. But I'm going to kind of discuss a little bit of the differences because I think both of those two kids deserve it. I think the calf that we have out of our purchase division, really like his substance of foot and bone. He's really big-footed, really big-boned. Calf that's really soft-bodied. I'd say that he definitely has the advantage of the two, just being softer-bodied, softer in his rib cage. Calf that I think, and he certainly, you get him behind him, certainly got enough width to him. When you get off to the side of him, the longer he's out here, the more he kind of breaks there behind his shoulder, the more he opens up in his shoulder, and just kind of shows he's naturally just kind of opened up there in his shoulder. Him and the calf behind him both are pushing a little bit of chest, and I think of the two, this calf maybe is just showing a little more age and maturity up through his neck and head. Maturity, not necessarily attractiveness difference, but just reads to be a little more mature. And I think in general, when I get my hands on him, he reads certainly with a good amount of cover, probably not as much shape as the calf behind him. Now, the red and white steer out of the home raised division, I really like his skeleton. I think he is the most comfortable when you get him out on the move. As you study how he kind of lays his shoulder on, flatter and squarer on his body, he's better there and behind his shoulder. He's leveler hipped, I believe, and he has a more attractive, probably secure way that he sets down on his rear leg and just the way that he plants his foot. Calf, I think that probably when I get him behind him, reads to have about the same kind of muscle shape out of his hip, but he definitely has the advantage in terms of added shape and just touch as I get over right in behind his shoulder, over his loin. And I think to me, both two really high quality ones. I'm going to just look at them one more time, but put your hands together and congratulate these two young individuals on two really nice steers.
Our overall grand champion market beef goes to Brody Shaw and reserve Delilah Rhodes.
Congratulations. You'll be reserved. Yeah. We're bringing the other one in. Congratulations.
Shoot, right.
Next up, we will have our senior division of beef showmanship. Coming into the ring, we will have Blake Shaw, Macy Slater, Lillian Howe, Kendra Lawman, Abigail Martin, McKenna Lawman, and Malia Moore.
them forward and bring them around for me. That'd be great. Well, folks, put your hands together for the senior showmanship here. You know, I like to make sure we interact with the show in these showmanship classes and just get an idea of the kind of work that the kids have been putting in at home, the kind of invested interest they have in their project, and I can tell you can be proud of your youngsters because they all very knowledgeable, knew exactly what their calves were getting fed. They told me their daily routine, and that goes a really long ways. You know, I think in showmanship, it's one of those contests that it's the young person that's on display, not as much the animal. Now, the young person needs to be aware of their animal, needs to be aware of their animal's faults, and needs to be aware of their animal's positive traits, so that they can do their best to show their animal to success in the livestock show. So asking some questions about where do you like your calf, where do you want them to be better, things like that. Also just observing for how are we using the ring. Are we using it to the best of our ability? Are our calves broke? Are they doing a nice job, just relaxed and know how to show? As well as, you know, are we staying just attentive to where our calves' feet are? Are we fixing them? Are we doing those types of things? I also like to see them pull them into it and just real relaxed and have them set up to the best of their ability. I know cattle always act up, but those are kind of some of the things I'm looking for. And I think that there's one individual out here that absolutely could show for me any day of the week, doing a great job. And then I think all the rest of them do a really nice job as well. But I think our champion really just deserves a lot of recognition. So I'm going to go pick a champion and I'm going to pick a reserve. But that doesn't take anything away from the rest of you guys. Really nice job showing today.
Our grand champion senior beef showman goes to Macy Slater and reserve to Blake Shaw. Our belt buckles were sponsored by Brooks Family and Porter Dosing and Excavating.
And class intermediates and then the junior. So we'll do a class and I'll just pick 2 out of each class, or I'll pick 2 out of each class in the juniors.
Run a class 5 and 6.
Okay, and I'll pick 2 out of each, and then we'll come back in for the champion. So I'm not going to place those 2. I'm just going to select 2. That way they don't know.
Yeah. I'll tell the announcer that too.
Next up, we'll have our intermediate youth showmanship with entries by Nora Martin, Wyatt Smith, Lindsay Smith, Joseph Roberts, Lana Alley, and Lila Rose.
How's it going today? Good. Well, I'm mistaken, so it's here. them forward and do your loopy and go head to tail like we did during the show. Well, if you could, give a good round of applause to these intermediate showmen doing a really nice job. I kind of made my remarks last during the senior showmanship about kind of some of the things I prefer and look for. Again, I just want to compliment all these youngsters at their knowledge of their product, of their projects, and the hard work that they've put in this year. It's very evident that they've done that. But there's two of them that I think I like a great deal in terms of their showmanship. I'm going to go pick them grand in reserve, but congratulations to all you guys on a good job done this year on your projects. Congratulations, young lady. A very nice job. Nice job. You're going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Our grand champion intermediate beef showman goes to Lila Brooks, with reserve champion going to Nora Martin. Next up, we will have our first class of junior beef showmanship. Entering the ring, we have Elizabeth Covert, Brody Shaw, Clara Haggerty, Jaden Shaw, Abby Malcolm, and Madeline Shaw.
Oh, gotcha. There's the whole grocery store. I like that. That's kind of fun. What do you do to take care of All right, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to pull forward and come around and take them nose to tail along here like you did during when you guys were showing earlier today. Young lady, keep coming up here. Well, in our first class of juniors, we have 6 really nice showmen, and they know a lot about their project, so give them a good round of applause. It's always good when they know what they're doing. So what we're going to do, since there's 2 classes of them, is we're going to take 2 individuals from this class and 2 individuals from the second class, and then we're going to come back in and do a champion junior showmanship after that. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to pick two kids out of this class, again, to come back in later. But before I do that, I just want to congratulate each of these young kids on doing a really nice job showing, knowing about your projects. And honestly, I think I got a chuckle out of a lot of the names as well. We've got Fairway here at the end because it takes the whole grocery store to feed him. So I thought that was kind of funny. But congratulations to these kids, and I'm gonna ask the young man with the steer to come back, and the young lady with the broccoli face steer to come back in the next round. So congratulations to all of you, though. Congratulations.
Purple ribbons in the class going to Brody Shaw and Abby Malcolm, and blue ribbons going to Elizabeth Covert, Clara Haggerty, Jaden Shaw, and Madeline Shaw. class of Junior Beach Showmen, we have Harper Christensen, Twain Malcolm, Deanna Haggerty, Madeline Travis, and Duke Scott.
certainly be good for you. All right, guys, if I can have you do it, pull them forward and bring them around, and then come head to tail. Back there. Again, a really, really good set of young kids. Really impressed with them. Give them a round of applause. They've done a really nice job. It's always cool to see juniors do a nice job in showmanship, and I just want to encourage each of you to keep up with your projects. Keep doing it throughout your whole time in 4-H. It's really, really a great thing, and it's cool to see you guys have this skill already at a young age. I'm going to take two again out of this class. And congratulations to all of you guys. Really nice job. But young lady in the blue boots, you're going to go. And young man with the very last steer, you're also going to come back for showmanship. Nice job.
First place in the class was Twin Malcolm. And second going to Duke Scott. Now we'll come back in for our overall junior fulfillment. Coming back into the ring, we have Brody Shaw, Abby Malcolm, Keon Harvey,
forward, guys, to take them for your lap. Put your hands together for a really good set of junior showmen. It's really cool, really good job. And I'll be honest, it's very, very close. I think they're all four doing an excellent job, and it's just very little things. Just being aware of where your calf is set up the whole time, and being aware of your calf and me. And it's like I said, little things, right? It's not like any one of these kids out here is a bad showman. It's just the little things that separate good showmen from really extremely good showmen. I'd say each of these are very, very good showmen, and I'll go show you the two that I like the best. But congratulations to each of you guys. Really, really, really good job showing your calves today. Congratulations, young ladies.
Our grand champion junior beef showman goes to Abby Malcolm. The belt buckle is sponsored by Laura Moore family. And our reserve champion goes to Kiana Haggerty, and her belt buckle is sponsored by Porter Dozing Excavating.
What's her breed? What's she bred to? You know what she's bred? She's bred. You can take her around. Take her around and just side profile right there. As we start off our breeding cattle show, we've got a nice limb flex here to start it off. I mean, I think one that I'm really just impressed with at the ground. She's really big-footed, has good hoof shape. It's really soft and square as she hits the surface. One that gets out of her hip and hind leg with a lot of flexibility, plenty of reach out of her front end. One that I think for me, I just like to soften her up a little more in her center body, and I like to tone her down her tail head just a little bit. But that's a really nice individual here to start our breeding heifer show. Congratulations, young lady.
For our second class of breeding, we have Jaden and Lila Brooks.
All right, guys, we're going to take you forward and take you for a lap. Young man, you're going to be one, okay? Just keep them there. Just keep them there. Well, in our Shorthorn Plus class here, I think the red and white heifer here we start with does so. I think she does so handily. I think to me it's just practicality and some breeding value for me that I think that sorts the pair. She's a lot softer in her body, and she's just stouter when you get in behind her. I just see a lot more breeding value there and practicality as I study them. Yeah, I do think she's a little bit coarser at the top side of her neck and in her shoulder, a little bit of navel, top side of her tail head, kind of some coarseness there. But I think her softness of body, her added stoutness, a feature when you get in behind her, is what sorts the pair, and that's why she wins. Now the heifer that comes next, she is the more feminine heifer. She's certainly smoother in her shoulder, more feminine and maternal in the top side of her neck. I just like to see her be more practical in her body. Like to see her be more practical when you get in behind her and just be stouter, bolder in her rib cage. But that's why she goes second. The feminine heifer goes second. The stout, massive one wins. So congratulations to you two.
First place in the class goes to Jaden, second to Lila Brooks.
Your foundation.
Next up, we have our third class of breeding heifers with one entry, Macy Slater.
Really nice single entry here in her foundation. Smooth and feminine, I'd really say, really characterize this female. One that, especially when she gets her parked like that, man, she puts together a nice image. One that I really like, the way that her muscle lays on her skeleton. It's really smooth and maternal. Really soft in her underline. I mean, to me, I think the thing I'd like to just relax her a little bit in her center spine. I think that's why she gets a little uncoordinated off her rear too. She's just a little tight in her center spine. But to me, I think that's the one so far today that really hits me as a true breeding female, smooth, feminine, maternal in her kind. Congratulations, young lady.
Next up, we have our first class of commercial heifers with entries from Lana Alley, Blake Shaw, Duke Scott, Madeline Travis, Carver Christensen, and Elizabeth Coburn.
and take them around for me, please. Young lady, you're going to come right here. Then young man, you're going to be fourth. You're going to be third. Okay? You're going to be second. You're going to be first. Tell you what, a lot of different types and kinds in this class, and just trying to get it straight in my head how I wanted to kind of piece it together. And I think the calf that we use here to win is the combination of several of them. I think she puts together probably the most striking image from the side. Neck coming high out of her shoulder, flat shouldered, collected in her top line. Gets around the ring relatively well and flexible off either end. I'd certainly like to just stouten her up a little bit and drop her in her center body, but I think of all the heifers in the class, she just puts together the most positives, and that's why she wins for me today. Now, the heifer that comes next, I think she emulates our class winner the best. I think she's one of the other more extended, growthy heifers that's really good in her structure, really gets around the ring comfortably. To me, I just like to see her, as I would the one that wins, I'd like her to just see her be a little softer in her center body. But unlike the heifer that wins the class, I think the one that wins the class just offers a little more look from the side, which is why I think she goes second. Now, the heifer that I had a little bit of an iffy time with is the one I have in third. I think she's actually softer bodied than the two heifers that come in front of her. I'd just like to see her probably be stouter. And I'd like to see her have some of the look of the heifers in front of her, and that's why I put her where she is. I think she most closely resembles those two, and she's a little softer bodied, but I'd like to just see her have a little more look when I get her from the side. Now, the true power heifer is the red heifer in the class. She's really stout. She's got a lot more spread when you get in behind her. But to me, I'd really like to just make her a little more practical in her kind. I'd like to soften her in her center body. And I'd like to relax her off either end of her skeleton. She gets just a little more upright, but one that's really stout when you get in behind her. Now, the heifer that comes next, one that to me, she's not a bad heifer in her own right if you just study her for her parts and pieces, but it's her performance that just concerns me. She's pretty little for being a year old, and so that's where she goes in class. But she's a bottle calf, and the young lady's done a really nice job just making it her project her own. So congratulations to all those kids.
First place in the class was the Blake Shaw, followed by Lana Alley, Duke Scott, Carver Christensen, Madeline Travis, and Elizabeth Covert. Next up, we have our second class of commercial heifers with Lillian Howe, Jaden Shaw, Madeline Shaw, Harper Christensen, and Quinn Malcolm.
was she born? How old are you? When did you what month was Heifer born? February. How about you? When was she born? What? When was she born? How about her? When was she born? All right, if you guys could bring them forward and take them around, I appreciate it. Young lady, you're going to come down here. You're going to come back. You're going to be forward. And young lady, you're going to be forward. If she's going to come down here, when you come, then you come.
Yeah, we're going to him right here.
All right, then you. Then you're going to be second. Then you first, okay? Tell you what, a really nice effort to start this class. Really highly presented, really nice calf here. One that, I mean, immediately when she hits the ring, she hits you with a lot of look and pizzazz from the side. One that's stout, one that's big boned, one that gets around the ring with some comfort on her feet and legs. I think, to me, several things I'd like to just modify a little bit to really, really fall in love with her. I'd like to see her a little looser in her forespine. She gets a little tight there right in behind her shoulder, and she gets a little bit of chest for me, but I think that heifer is really nice, and she wins pretty handily. I think the heifer that comes second does so pretty handily as well. That's just a really good doing type of animal. Soft-bodied, really good in her feet and legs, level-hipped, neck comes high out of her shoulders. She's just a really maternal, feminine type of female. I just don't think she has the added look of the heifer in front of her, but tell you what, I'd sure love to have a herd of those. So nice job, young lady. I think as we get into the heifer in third, I think what sorts her there for me, in a trio of cattle I'd like to see have a little more practicality and doability. To me, she's the one that just brings the most extra pieces to the table. She's big boned, she's pretty flexible, she offers a really nice balanced look from the side, has a little extra stoutness. I just like to see her a lot softer, a little bigger for her age, but nice heifer, young lady. The one that comes next, another one that gets around the ring really easily. I think that one, when you get in behind her, certainly got enough added stoutness and power. One that I'd just like to see offer a little more balance from the side to compete with the heifer in front of her, but another big bone sound female. And then the one that we finish out the class with, one that really moves really, really, really comfortably, one that's kind of soft-bodied and has some good to her there. I'd just like to see her a little further along in terms of her maturation and growth, and I'd like to see her just carrying a little more condition, but a really nice project for that young lady to finish out the class. Congratulations to those youngsters.
Third place in the class was the Jaden Shaw, second to Quinn Malcolm, Madeline Shaw, Harper Christensen, and Lillian Howe. Entering the ring for overall champion breeding header, we have Jaden Shaw,
take them forward and bring them around for me, if you would. Just move it forward a little more so we got more room. We'll give our breeding heifer exhibitors a round of applause here in our grand drive. Really nice set here. You know, I think out here you see a lot of different variations, right? You see some variability. You see some that look a little more, let's just say they're a little more, there's some that are more maternal looking than others, and others that are stouter than others, and some that are bigger boned and have a lot of differences out here. So with all the differences that we're with, I think I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to go out and pick the two that I like the best. You know, I like pieces. I like ones that I think look like breeding cattle. And I like ones that I think will transmit some quality to the next generation. And so as we think about that, I'm going to go out here and take another look at them, but I think good representatives from each of these breeds. These young kids do a really nice job. Congratulations to everyone today. Been a really good show. Really, really impressed with the quality of the young kids you guys have here. So a lot to be proud of here. So congratulations, everybody.
Our grand champion breeding heifer goes to Macy Slater, with reserve going to Jaden. and Malia Moore.
What age is the calf when you see one? How old is the calf? When is the calf born? How old is the calf? Second calf? How old is the calf? How about this cow? Seven-year-old cow. How old is the heifer born? Pulling forward and taking around for me, if you would. To give us a little more room, I might have you come all the way around and, well, no, I just stop for here. Just stop for here. just going to go come right in. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. So you guys just stay right there. Stay right there and I'll talk them there. Oh, tell you what, maybe the most challenging class of the day comes with our last class with the cow-calf pairs. A lot of differences in types and kinds, a lot of differences in ages of cows, which then plays a big role in what cows look like at this stage of their life and what kind of condition they're in. And so I think with that being said, trying to weigh the pros and cons in my head and come up with some sort of solid reasoning to give you guys, I think to me the place that was, I guess, the safest place to start was to start with the show pair, the pair that looks like they're here to be show cow and calf. The cow has some extra pieces and looks like she's really, real attractive from the side, long-necked, doing a nice job raising this little really attractive calf here at side, doing a nice job. I mean, I'd like to see that cow be softer in her body, and that's a little bit what challenged me with what to do with her, but I just thought that was the one that just put together the most positives for a cattle show, and so that's why we used her to win. Now, the cow-calf pair here that comes second, this is the first calf heifer doing a really nice job raising a heifer here. I thought she was the one who kind of the first calf heifers, looked like she was holding her condition the best, looked like she was doing a really nice job feeding this calf, putting a lot into her, gets around the ring really well, and probably reads to be the most appropriate in her cow size compared to the heifer, the cow behind her. She's just a little bit more appropriate in her size. And that's why I put her second. Cow that comes here third, man, is she putting a lot into a really nice bull calf here on her side. That's a growthy, stout, big bone bull calf, and she's putting a lot into him, but that's certainly being shown in her condition. She's probably one of the tougher conditioned cows out here, but I will say probably I prefer her udder to everything else in the class. Really nice teat size, really nice udder there with that cow. The 6-year-old cow comes next, and it's reflected in her condition. She's definitely the one who looks like she's in the best condition of all the cows. I think to me, just a little bit plainer looking cow. Looks like a good commercial cow out here. Kind of looking at, and you can see her age there in her bag. You can see just a little bit of unevenness there. But still a nice cow. She's doing a nice job raising this nice little calf here. And honestly, I don't know if there's a bad cow-calf pair in this class. So we finish out with the red cow. I think similarly to the cow in front of her, really just good cow. I'd like to see her just have a little more center body and carry her condition a little bit better. But she's a little younger than the cow coming in front of her, which is reflected in her condition. But she's doing a nice job raising this calf. I'd like to see her a little shorter in her toe length, see her softer bodied, but I think she's a really nice cow, doing a nice job for you young men. Congratulations again, all you youngsters. Really, really nice set of cows, good set of young kids, really nice set of kids and cattle all together, top to bottom today. So congratulations, Fremont County.
Our grand champion cow-calf pairs was the Lake Shop and reserved Atlanta Alley.
So that heifer.
Apples and oranges.
So do that, and then reserve. So it's a grand reserve.
No, I think
beef, breeding beef, or it's just straight up supreme.
Yeah, it's one overall. Yeah,
Now for our overall champion breeding heifer class.
she said heifer is breeding beef.
Breeding.
We have Macy Slater, Jaden Shaw, Blake Shaw, and Lana Alley.
Just do.
Should be the cow calf. Right, this one is, yeah.
All right, guys. I'm just going to have you pull right in and go head to tail both of them. here with our supreme overall breeding beef. You know, I think both entries here have some quality. You know, to me, the one that really stands out in terms of being a breeding piece, one that I think is more maternal and just feminine in her kind, young lady that had the champion breeding heifer open. You're going to be our supreme champion breeding beef. Congratulations. Congratulations. Nice job. Congrats. I don't think there's a reserve, so. That'll be it.